A gardener often notices something quietly unsettling in the garden. A plant that looked perfectly healthy in the morning can slowly begin to change over the next few days. The leaves may still appear green at first, but tiny spots start forming. A soft white layer may appear in hidden corners. Small insects, almost invisible at a glance, begin to gather on the underside of leaves. What is surprising is that this does not happen suddenly. It builds very slowly, often over a period of weeks, and by the time it becomes obvious, the infection is already well established. Here is what confuses many gardeners. Even plants that are watered regularly, placed in good sunlight, and cared for with attention can still develop these problems. It feels like something must be wrong with the care routine, but in most cases, that is not true. Many experienced gardeners have observed this pattern again and again over the years. Healthy care does not always prevent these issues because the causes are often subtle and environmental. With time and observation, one interesting pattern becomes clear. Some of the simplest kitchen-based solutions, things that most people already have at home, can sometimes show noticeable effects on plant surfaces when used carefully. Not because they are magical, but because they interact with the leaf surface and the environment in gentle but meaningful ways. In this discussion, we will slowly explore one of these simple kitchen-based approaches. At first, it may seem too basic to make any difference. But when we understand what is actually happening on the leaf surface, the picture becomes clearer. We are not rushing into solutions. First, we need to understand the slow changes that take place before aphids and mildew become visible. Before explaining anything further, it helps to slow down and observe what is actually happening when a plant begins to shift from healthy to stressed. When a plant first begins to show weakness, the signs are usually very subtle. The leaves may lose a small amount of their natural shine. The color may look slightly uneven under certain light. These changes are easy to miss, especially for someone who checks their garden every day. Aphids, in particular, do not appear suddenly in large numbers. They arrive quietly, often starting in very small groups on new growth or soft stems. At this stage, many gardeners do not even realize they are present. Mildew behaves in a similar way. It often begins as a faint, almost invisible dusting on the underside of leaves or in shaded areas where air movement is low. Because the change is so gradual, it is rarely noticed in its earliest phase. By the time the white coating becomes visible to the eye, it has already been developing for some time. What makes this even more difficult is that healthy-looking plants can still carry early signs of stress. A plant may continue to grow new leaves while quietly supporting small pest activity on older ones. This creates a false sense of security. The plant looks fine from a distance, but up close, the situation is different. Over many seasons of observing home gardens, one thing becomes clear. The beginning stage of plant stress is not dramatic. It is quiet. And because it is quiet, it is often missed. Most gardeners do not notice the first stage of infection because they are looking for obvious damage. They expect yellowing leaves, heavy curling, or large patches of mold before taking action. But nature does not always follow that pattern. The earliest changes are often microscopic or limited to very small areas of the plant. Another reason it is missed is routine familiarity. When you see the same plants every day, small changes do not stand out. The brain adjusts to gradual shifts. What was slightly shiny last week may now be slightly dull, but because the change happens slowly, it does not trigger concern. There is also a common misunderstanding that plant stress always comes from watering mistakes or soil problems. While those can be factors, they are not the only causes. Sometimes the environment itself plays a larger role, especially humidity, airflow, and temperature changes. Because of this, early infection often continues unnoticed until it becomes more visible. By then, the plant has already adjusted to the stress in ways that are harder to reverse quickly. This is why early observation is so important, even if nothing seems wrong at first glance. Many gardeners also make a simple mistake that allows pests and mildew to return again and again. It is not usually a single major error, but rather a repeated pattern in care habits. For example, when a plant shows signs of stress, the immediate reaction is often to increase watering or add more fertilizer. This is done with good intention, but sometimes it can create a more favorable environment for pests and fungal growth. Soft, fast-growing tissue can become more attractive to insects like aphids, and higher moisture levels can support mildew development in shaded areas. However, this does not mean watering or feeding is wrong. The issue is balance. Plants respond best when conditions remain steady rather than constantly changing. Sudden increases in care can sometimes disrupt that balance. Over time, gardeners who observe closely begin to notice this pattern. The same issue appears, gets treated, disappears for a short time, and then returns. This cycle is often not because the solution is ineffective, but because the underlying conditions remain favorable for the problem to reappear. This is where a different kind of thinking becomes useful. Instead of focusing only on removing the visible problem, it helps to understand what conditions allow it to return. When we look closely at common kitchen ingredients, something interesting appears. Many of them have natural properties that interact gently with plant surfaces. Not in a harsh chemical way, but in a way that can slightly change surface conditions. For example, mild alkaline substances found in everyday kitchen items can influence the way moisture sits on a leaf surface. This can affect how comfortable the environment is for pests or fungal growth. This is not about strong action, but about subtle shifts in surface balance. At first, this idea may seem too simple. Many people expect solutions to be complex or highly technical. But in gardening, simplicity often plays a larger role than expected. Especially when dealing with surface-level issues like aphids and early mildew. As we continue, we begin to notice that some gardeners who rely on simple kitchen-based mixtures often describe a similar pattern. They do not see instant dramatic change, but they observe gradual improvement in how leaves look over time. This leads to an important moment of discovery. The first real turning point in understanding comes when a simple kitchen-based mixture is observed more carefully over repeated use. Instead of focusing on a single application, attention is given to how the plant responds over several days. In some cases, gardeners begin to notice that affected leaves look slightly clearer after gentle treatment. The change is not immediate in a dramatic sense, but it becomes noticeable when compared over time. This is where observation becomes more important than expectation. What is particularly interesting is that the effect seems to be more visible on early-stage issues rather than fully developed infestations. This suggests that timing plays a significant role in how effective any simple solution can be. As curiosity grows, attention shifts from the mixture itself to what is happening on the leaf surface. Leaves are not just flat structures. They have tiny textures, natural oils, and microscopic environments that influence how moisture and organisms interact with them. On a healthy leaf, there is a balance between moisture retention and airflow. When that balance shifts, conditions become more favorable for mildew or pests. Even small changes in surface moisture can influence this balance significantly. This is why leaf surface reactions matter more than most people realize. A slight change in how water sits on a leaf, or how quickly it dries, can influence whether spores or insects find the environment suitable. Understanding this helps explain why some simple approaches appear to work better in certain situations. It is not about strong elimination. It is about gently shifting surface conditions back toward balance. Weather also plays an important role in how these conditions develop. In humid environments, moisture stays on leaves longer, which can support mildew growth. In dry conditions, pests like aphids may become more active as plants experience stress from lack of moisture. Temperature changes also influence how quickly these cycles develop. Warm days followed by cool nights can create condensation on leaves, which again affects surface conditions. Because of these variations, two gardeners using the same method may see different results depending on their environment. This is why it is important to understand that gardening solutions are not one-size-fits-all. They interact with local climate conditions in subtle ways. One common misunderstanding among gardeners is the expectation of instant results. When dealing with plant issues, there is often hope that a single treatment will immediately restore the plant to perfect condition. While improvement can sometimes be noticed quickly in small ways, plant recovery is usually a gradual process. Leaves that have been affected by pests or mildew may take time to fully regain their strength. Even after treatment, the plant continues its natural cycle of growth and renewal. New leaves often show clearer signs of health first, while older leaves recover more slowly. Understanding this helps reduce frustration and allows for more realistic expectations. Plants are living systems, and their response time is always linked to natural growth cycles. At the same time, it is important to use any simple kitchen-based approach carefully. Even mild ingredients can affect sensitive leaves if used too frequently or in strong concentration. Some plants respond well, while others may require more caution. A gentle approach is always better than an aggressive one. Observing the plant after each application helps ensure that it is responding positively. If any leaf shows signs of stress, it is better to pause and allow recovery. Different plants also respond in different ways. Some species have thicker leaves and handle surface treatments more easily. Others with delicate foliage may show slower or more sensitive responses. This variation is completely normal. Because of this, careful observation becomes more valuable than repeated action. Watching how a plant responds over time provides more useful information than applying frequent treatments without assessment. When we step back and look at the entire process, a clear idea begins to form. The goal is not to constantly interfere with the plant, but to understand its environment and support balance where needed. Sometimes, the most effective gardening approach is not about doing more, but about noticing more. Small changes in leaf color, texture, and growth patterns can tell us a great deal if we take the time to observe. If you are comfortable sharing, it is always interesting to know how often you notice early changes in your own plants before they become visible problems. Many gardeners discover that once they start observing more closely, their approach naturally becomes simpler. In the end, gardening is not only about solving problems. It is also about learning to recognize patterns over time. When we allow nature to follow its rhythm and respond with calm attention instead of constant intervention, plants often find their own balance more easily. Sometimes the garden improves most when we simply step back, observe carefully, and allow small natural adjustments to take place. Do less. Get more.